Hey YouTubers. So you can see, like I said, April 28th. We have still lots of snow. We got 3 inches on Friday night. It's -1 or 2 there this morning. It's almost lunchtime, but really good. So Roxer's with us. Her nose has got her there. But a little windy out, but temperature's good. Birds are flying, singing. If it wouldn't be for the minus temperatures, I wouldn't be able to walk on top of the snow like I am right now. But there is some open areas that you can see. There's only the snow that we got Friday, but it is still lots of snow, and it has a high water content, so and next weekend's first weekend of May, so we're a month out from the long weekend, 3.5 weeks. So might be ice fishing for the long weekend of May. Keeps up like this. Anyway, stay tuned. So just showed you there, using the back of my leg to use as a vise compared to just holding out in front of you. And you can see the diameter didn't change much, and the saw didn't change, but obviously a lot faster to process if you're not working against your material. So just a little tidbit, if you can, like I said, use the back of your knee, the crease, hold on, just basically crouch, sit on it, and watch the knots. Kind of hurts, but just a little tip. So some people have what they call a Possibles pouch. This is just a Home Depot Husky pouch. I got a 3-pack, not very expensive, but I put all my fire making components, a little bit of cordage in here, so a little bit of cordage, my 1/2x6 fire steel, a little bit of birch bark, petroleum jelly cotton balls, a little bit of charred cloth, the famous Altoids tin that everybody so desperately needs. I'm only using it to hold my fire steel, my flint and steel, sorry, you know, and then an almost empty bag of the cotton ball with petroleum jelly. And I have the Mini Mora, which I kind of like. I just put a split ring on it to hold it in place. But yeah, that's my fire making kit. Dano Bushcraft tagged all of his subscribers as far as their favorite knives. So mine is a DR Russell Grohmann. This is the number 1. Obviously has a little bit of wear on it. I don't know if you can pick that up. This is a seconds, half price for, they say it's lesser quality. The only thing I found is one of the scales is cracked by a rivet, and besides that, it holds a really good edge. I'm not really a baton fan, but my opinion on batoning is short pieces of wood, because it's only basically your starter. So just gonna break a few pieces up and we'll get this little fire started. But DR Russell is a Canadian made knife. They used to supply the Canadian military with all their knives till somebody thought there was something better overseas. Go figure, not Canadian made for our Canadian military. But yeah, they're in Pictou, Nova Scotia. I'm actually going to Nova Scotia from Ontario this year for summer holidays, and gonna do a factory tour with them. But yeah, Canadian made DR Russell. It's not my only knife, but it is my favorite. But like I said, just filling in the tags posted from Dano Bushcraft. So play around with this and we'll get us a fire going, make us up a cup of coffee, and maybe grill up or burn a friggin' grilled cheese in. Roxer's with me. Beautiful day out. Every once in a while the wind blows and we get snowed on from snow-covered trees, but I'm outdoors. I'm not stuck inside watching TV or anything like that. Talk to you later. Hey y'all. So you saw earlier that I found, or I thought I found, some fat wood. So I did. Oops, you guys fell over here. So yeah, this is the piece of jack pine I found. So you can see right deeply ingrained there, a bit of fat wood. So I'm just using the plastic bag right now as a collection device. I'm hoping you can see this. But yeah, that's basically all we're gonna do is. And for those that don't know what fat wood is, it's resin-filled wood. So as the tree is either dying or trying to repair itself, it sends, kind of like the body does, sends resin to its extremities or to where the damage is to help it heal. So, but yeah, you don't want it too thick. You want actually smaller the better. And it is flammable, but it has staying power to keep it burning. So like that's too big, but like I said, nice little shavings. I'm really hoping this is being picked up on the video. But we got a little piece of birch. We'll put our fat wood off to the side. So got that going here. So we made a bunch of feather sticks. This is going to be a little more difficult than I thought without a good base pad. But there's a test of a ferrocerium rod. I've got a drop of water on it. So, hope you got that, but it lit this one little spark. So, and I just dumped it all on the ground. Plastic bags burning and all. But I was able to show you that fat wood is very resilient as far as making fire. So there's only one more cotton ball left in there. I already got fire. I'm just gonna get that going. I know a lot of my wood is not of the best quality, but rule number one. Take care of your knife. When you're done with it, back in the sheath. So yeah, back on the Grohmann. Believe it or not, I own 6 of them. I have a number 1, 2, and 3. The 2 is the Bird and Trout, nice and small. I didn't bring it out, a little less gear to carry. And the number 3 is the Army Yachtman. That is another one. I use that one for hunting. And then I have a 6-inch filleting knife from Grohmann. And then I have 2 boning knives that I use to process wild game meat. So, like I said, I didn't bring them all out. Dano only asked for the favorite. But on the other side, I have my Grohmann on my right-handed, so it's more access. But my backup is a Leatherman Wave. And on the case for the Leatherman Wave, I have a 2-inch Ferris Imrod. So even if I lose my backpack, or for some reason or other, or I'm out on kayaking, what's on my belt is my Leatherman and my Grohmann with at least 1 Ferris Imrod. So, you know, never leave home without your Leatherman. But my everyday carry is a Skeletool. That's what I use at work. So, anyways, we got a little fire started here. It's pitiful right now, but I'll work at it, and we'll make that cup of coffee. Just giving you a little scenic, still snow covered. Like everybody else, it's been a long winter. Like I said, April 28th, and some of these shadowed areas still have like a solid 24 inches, 60 centimeters of hard packed snow. Maybe not hard packed, but snow. So I'm in a little bit of a jack pine forest here. Anyways, getting back to our day's events. A nice little fire, just coming up nicely there now. Got a nice base for it, so it's not entirely in the snow, but I might have to pull that a little bit towards me. Stay tuned. So I showed you the Grohmann. I showed you my backup as far as on my belt, my Leatherman. But in my bag, like every other bushcrafter or crafter, hiker, the Mora Companion is in my bag. Carbon steel blade. I mean, find a hard rock, you can make fire. But like I said, it's in my bag, so it's not my preferred. And I jumped on the bandwagon. Everybody had a Mora. Good, solid, you know, cheap knife. You're gonna baton on something, this is what I would say, instead of your $200 and $300 friggin' knives. I don't have any of those. But like I said, my favorite is still my Grohmann number 1. That nice elliptical blade. Takes a little getting used to. It's not straight like traditional knives, but once you get the hang of that, it's hard to go back to something that is straight tang. Your knuckles are out of the way if you start doing work like I was just showing you, as far as batoning and stuff like that. Your knuckles never get close to your logs underneath or your wood. When you're processing meats or stuff like that, if you're working on a cutting table, that shape, like I said, that tang being raised with it, I really like it as far as like that, but it does take some getting used to. Anyways, that's it for the favorite knife thing, and we'll just keep working at our fire here and see if we can get some coffee going.